Well, and what I said with customer service and our thought process on how we're going to treat the customer is going to be different because when we sign that lease, a lot of people feel like when they're in the industry, well, that's the end of it. Well, that's not the end of it because you're going to be doing rate increases. You're going to be doing things along those lines. Tenant insurance. You're going to be doing programs along those lines that are going to help increase your revenue on that particular tenant in general. And if you're not treating that tenant right, if you're not taking care of the asset, making sure the lights are on, making sure the gates work, making sure the keypads work, it's clean and orderly. There's no debris, there's no trash floating around. Then that tenant is going to look at that rate increase and is probably going to go somewhere else. And so, I think what I say when I look at managers and this is going to be kind of a scary thing to say in general is when we inherit managers, they don't know how to act. They have become complacent. They're not out there doing the maintenance. They're not out there taking care of their customer base in general. They're not taking care of the asset. And I want a person that is a fiduciary and is looking to be a good steward of what is given to them. And so a lot of these inherited employees that we've gotten as we've acquired sites, I'd say 5 to 10% of them last with us because we hold ourselves to a much higher standard. We are not just order takers. We want our facility managers and our assistant managers to be good, neighbors of the community. We want them to be involved in the Chamber of Commerce. We want them to do the outreach marketing. We want them to do anything they can to promote in a positive manner, to promote the space and promote the asset in general.
And I think, Adam, if you think about management on the acquisition side, when we're looking at how it's being managed previously, what we're looking for is Todd's point, or your point around gaps. We're looking for that low-hanging fruit where we can build revenue in, right? And we talk about ancillary income on our value add plays, things like U-Haul truck rental, tenant insurance program, locks and boxes, moving supplies, those types of things. But I can't tell you how many people tell us like they're proud that they haven't raised rates in years. Like, hey, we haven't raised rents in 4 years. And, we got to look at them and say, good. Great job. We're happy to inherit that tenant base. And look, part of it is they're just not running the business as a business, right? It's something that they maybe perhaps inherited or if they've been content for 30, 40 years to just take that cash flow every month. And I think, usually that allows for some low-hanging fruit for us to go in and act a professional management platform and really take advantage of some of those ancillary income items that somebody may not have maximized during their ownership.
I'll give you a perfect example is you go into these mom and pops and they say, we don't run U-Haul or truck rentals. And you ask them why, and they say, well, that takes away from our primary business. And I've always said, self-storage is 80% sheer boredom and 20% sheer terror. And the sheer terror comes at the beginning and end of the month where you're taking all of your payments for your customers. And in the middle of the month, you're just taking care of the asset. And if you're not chasing the AR or the delinquency, then you have plenty of time to do all of these ancillary income items like the truck rentals and the POS and things along those lines. And I feel like when you look at our portfolio in general and you say 10 to 15% of our revenue stream comes from these ancillary income, when these mom and pops aren't operating with ancillary income items, that's just things that we add in the first 90 days that give an instant return to our equity investors.